You think you know Earth. You've walked on land. You've breathed the air. You've looked up at the sky and felt like you understand this planet. But you've never been to 71% of it. The ocean covers nearly 3/4 of our planet. It contains 97% of Earth's water. It produces more than half the oxygen you're breathing right now. And yet, we've explored less than 5% of it. We have better maps of Mars than we do of our own ocean floor. We've sent 12 people to the moon, but only 3 have reached the deepest point in the ocean. In the next 2 hours, we're going to journey through the greatest, strangest, most terrifying and most beautiful place on Earth. We're going to discover that the ocean is older than Saturn's rings, deeper than Mount Everest is tall, and home to creatures that would make aliens look ordinary. The ocean. 100 mind-blowing facts about Earth's final frontier. Fact 01. The ocean contains 352 quintillion gallons of water. That's 352 with 18 zeros after it. If you filled 1-gallon milk jugs with ocean water and lined them up, they would stretch to the nearest star and back 40,000 times. Fact 2. If Earth was smooth, the ocean would cover the entire planet to a depth of 2.7 kilometers. Mountains and continents are basically just bumps and scratches on a water planet. We live on islands poking out of a global ocean. Fact 3. The Pacific Ocean alone is larger than all of Earth's land combined. At 165 million square kilometers, the Pacific is bigger than all the continents put together. You could fit all the land on Earth into the Pacific and still have room left over. Fact 4. There's enough water in the ocean to fill about 352 quintillion bathtubs. If every person on Earth took 1 bath per day, it would take 120 trillion years to use all the ocean's water. That's 8,000 times longer than the universe has existed. Fact 5. The average depth of the ocean is 3,688 meters, about 2.3 miles. That's deeper than 7 Empire State Buildings stacked on top of each other, or deep enough to completely submerge Mount Fuji with room to spare. Fact 6. The deepest point in the ocean is the Challenger Deep in the Mariana Trench. 10,994 meters, nearly 7 miles down. If you dropped Mount Everest into the Challenger Deep, its peak would still be 2 kilometers underwater. Fact 7. At the bottom of the Challenger Deep, the water pressure is over 1,000 times atmospheric pressure at sea level. That's equivalent to having 50 jumbo jets stacked on top of your thumbnail. A human body would be crushed instantly. Even most submarines can't go there. Fact 8. Only 3 people have ever reached the Challenger Deep. In 1960, Jacques Piccard and Don Walsh descended in the Trieste. In 2012, filmmaker James Cameron became the 3rd person to reach the bottom, spending 3 hours exploring alone in a submersible. For comparison, 12 people have walked on the moon. Over 500 have been to space, but only 3 have visited the deepest point on Earth. Fact 9. When James Cameron reached the bottom, he found plastic bags and trash. Even at the most remote point on Earth, human pollution has arrived. It's a disturbing reminder that nowhere on our planet is untouched. Fact 10. New species are discovered in the deep ocean every single day. Scientists estimate that 91% of ocean species remain undiscovered. In 2023 alone, researchers described over 100 new fish species. The deep ocean might contain more biodiversity than all terrestrial ecosystems combined. Fact 11. There are underwater mountains taller than the Himalayas. Mauna Kea in Hawaii, measured from its underwater base, is 10,210 meters tall, taller than Mount Everest. The Mid-Atlantic Ridge is an underwater mountain range that stretches 16,000 kilometers, making it the longest mountain range on Earth. Fact 12. Earth's ocean is approximately 3.8 billion years old. The ocean formed relatively soon after Earth itself, within the first 500 million years of our planet's existence. It's been here for over 80% of Earth's history. Fact 13. The water you drink today is the same water that dinosaurs drank 65 million years ago. Water doesn't leave Earth, it just cycles. The water in your body has been a cloud, a glacier, ocean spray, dinosaur urine, and countless other things over billions of years. Fact 14. Most of Earth's water probably came from asteroids. For decades, scientists debated whether Earth's water came from comets or asteroids. Recent research suggests wet asteroids from the outer solar system bombarded early Earth, delivering our oceans. Fact 15. The ocean contains about 20 million tons of dissolved gold. Before you grab a bucket, it's extremely dilute, about 13 billionths of a gram per liter. To extract 1 ounce of gold, you'd need to filter 100 million tons of seawater. Not profitable even at today's gold prices. Fact 16. The ocean contains virtually every element on the periodic table. Dissolved in seawater are gold, uranium, silver, copper, and every other element you can name. Salt is just the most abundant. If you evaporated all the ocean water, you'd have a layer of salt 150 feet thick covering the entire seafloor. Fact 17. Water pressure increases by 1 atmosphere for every 10 meters you descend. At 100 meters down, the pressure is 10 times surface pressure. At 1,000 meters, it's 100 times. At Challenger Deep, it's over 1,000 atmospheres. Fact 18. A styrofoam cup sent to the deep ocean comes back the size of a thimble. Deep sea researchers traditionally send styrofoam cups down with submersibles. The pressure compresses them to a fraction of their original size, a weird souvenir from the abyss. Fact 19. Whales can dive to depths that would crush humans, but they're not immune to pressure. Sperm whales can dive to 2,000 plus meters. Their secret? They have collapsible lungs and ribs. Their bodies compress with the pressure, and they rely on oxygen stored in muscles, not lungs. They also have special proteins in their blood that prevent the bends. Fact 20. The deepest living fish ever recorded was found at 8,178 meters. The Mariana snailfish holds the record. It's small, translucent, and specially adapted with antifreeze proteins and a body that can withstand crushing pressure. Below about 8,400 meters, scientists believe fish cannot exist. Their cellular structure would collapse. Fact 21. Some bacteria live in ocean trenches where the water temperature exceeds 120 degrees Celsius, 248 degrees Fahrenheit. Near superheated hydrothermal vents, extremophile bacteria thrive in temperatures well above boiling. They're kept liquid by the immense pressure. These organisms redefine what alive can mean. Fact 22. The blue whale is the largest animal that has ever lived, bigger than any dinosaur. Blue whales can reach 30 meters long and weigh 200 tons. Their tongue alone weighs as much as an elephant. Their heart is the size of a small car. A human could swim through their arteries. Fact 23. A blue whale's call is the loudest sound produced by any animal, reaching 188 decibels. That's louder than a jet engine. Blue whale calls can be heard by other whales over 1,000 miles away. They're so low frequency that humans can't hear most of it. We'd feel it as vibration. Fact 24. The immortal jellyfish can literally reverse its aging process. Turritopsis dochni can revert from its adult form back to a polyp stage, essentially starting its life over. It's biologically immortal, though in practice, most get eaten or die from disease. Fact 25. Octopuses have 3 hearts, 9 brains, and blue blood. 2 hearts pump blood to the gills, 1 to the body. Each of their 8 arms has its own brain, nerve cluster, that can problem solve independently. Their blood uses copper instead of iron, giving it a blue color. Fact 26. A giant squid's eye is the size of a basketball. At 30 centimeters across, giant squid have the largest eyes in the animal kingdom. They evolved these enormous eyes to detect the faint silhouettes of predators, like sperm whales, in the deep ocean's dim light. Fact 27. Mantis shrimp can punch with the force of a .22 caliber bullet. Their club-like appendages accelerate faster than a bullet leaving a gun, creating cavitation bubbles that collapse with a flash of light. The impact can shatter aquarium glass. They also have the most complex eyes in nature, 16 color receptors compared to our 3. Fact 28. Some species of shark have been around longer than trees. Sharks appeared about 450 million years ago. Trees evolved around 350 million years ago. Sharks are older than Saturn's rings, older than the North Star, and older than the concept of old. Fact 29. The Portuguese man-o-war is not a single animal. It's a colonial organism. What looks like a jellyfish is actually 4 different organisms working together. 1 for flotation, 1 for catching prey, 1 for digestion, 1 for reproduction. They can't survive independently. Fact 30. Pistol shrimp create a bubble that briefly reaches the temperature of the sun's surface. When a pistol shrimp snaps its claw shut, it creates a cavitation bubble that reaches 4,700 degrees Celsius for a nanosecond, almost as hot as the sun's surface, 5,500 degrees Celsius. The shockwave stuns or kills prey. This process also creates sonoluminescence, a brief flash of light. Fact 31. More than 90% of deep ocean creatures produce their own light. In the deep ocean's darkness, bioluminescence is the rule, not the exception. Creatures use it for hunting, communication, camouflage, and attracting mates. Fact 32. The anglerfish uses a bioluminescent lure to attract prey. The famous light bulb dangling in front of deep-sea anglerfish contains bioluminescent bacteria. Prey fish are drawn to the only light in the darkness, straight into the anglerfish's jaws. Fact 33. Some squid can control their bioluminescence to match moonlight from below, making them invisible to predators. This is called counter-illumination camouflage. By matching the dim light from the surface, the squid erases its silhouette. It's active camouflage perfected over millions of years. Fact 34. The ocean has living fireworks, creatures that explode with bioluminescent particles when threatened. Some jellyfish and octopuses release clouds of glowing particles to confuse predators like a luminous smokescreen. It's as beautiful as it is functional. Fact 35. Only 1% of sunlight reaches 100 meters deep. At 200 meters, it's essentially dark. This defines the ocean's zones, 0 to 200 meters. Sunlight zone, where photosynthesis happens, 200 to 1000 meters. Twilight zone, dim blue light, rich in life, 1000 meters plus. Midnight zone, eternal darkness, bioluminescence only. Fact 36. Some deep-sea fish have tubular eyes that point upward to spot prey silhouettes. The barrel-eye fish has transparent head and upward-facing tubular eyes. It can rotate its eyes forward when feeding. It looks like an alien because in many ways it is. Fact 37. Orcas are apex predators that hunt great white sharks. Orcas flip sharks upside down, inducing tonic immobility, a trance-like state, then eat their livers while the shark is helpless. Great whites flee areas where orcas appear. Fact 38. Dolphins use names, signature whistles unique to each individual. Research shows dolphins create unique vocal labels for themselves and respond when their name is called. They have complex social structures and language-like communication. Fact 39. Humpback whales use bubble nets to trap fish. Groups of humpbacks dive deep, circle schools of fish while blowing bubbles. The bubble wall traps the fish, forcing them into a tight ball. Then the whales surge upward through the center with mouths open, swallowing tons of fish in one gulp. Fact 40. Moray eels have a second set of jaws in their throat, like the alien from the movie Alien. When a moray bites prey, a second set of jaws shoots forward from its throat, grabs the prey, and drags it down into the digestive system. It's horrifying and fascinating. Fact 41. Cone snails kill with venom 1,000 times more potent than morphine. These beautiful, slow-moving snails have a harpoon-like tooth that injects venom, instantly paralyzing prey. Some species can kill humans. There's no anti-venom. Scientists are studying their toxins for medical applications. They make better painkillers than anything we've synthesized. Fact 42. The ocean sunfish, Mola mola, can lay 300 million eggs at once. It's the world record for vertebrates. Most won't survive, but with 300 million attempts, enough do. Adult sunfish can weigh over 2,000 kilograms, making them the heaviest bony fish. Fact 43. Cuttlefish can change their color and texture in 0.3 seconds. Cuttlefish are masters of disguise, with millions of chromatophores, color cells, and texture-changing papillae. They can mimic sand, coral, rocks, even animate patterns, and they're colorblind, which makes their color-matching ability even more mysterious. Fact 44. The mimic octopus can impersonate over 15 different species. It can imitate lionfish, sea snakes, flatfish, jellyfish, whatever works to scare predators or sneak up on prey. It's the world's most versatile impersonator. Fact 45. Some fish have antifreeze proteins in their blood. Antarctic fish, like the ice fish, produce antifreeze glycoproteins that prevent ice crystals from forming in their bodies, allowing them to survive in water below 0 degrees Celsius. Fact 46. Boxer crabs carry sea anemones in their claws as weapons. These small crabs wave anemones like pom-poms, using their stinging cells to deter predators. It's a symbiotic relationship. The anemones get carried to food sources. Fact 47. Dolphins have been observed using sponges as tools to protect their noses while foraging. In Shark Bay, Australia, some dolphins place marine sponges over their rostrums, snouts, protect them from sharp rocks and stingrays while digging for fish. This behavior is culturally transmitted. Mothers teach daughters, creating tool use traditions. Fact 48. Some octopuses carry coconut shells to use as portable armor. The veined octopus collects coconut shell halves from the seafloor, carries them awkwardly, and assembles them into a protective shelter when needed. This is sophisticated tool use, planning ahead for future needs. Fact 49. The highest wave ever recorded was 524 meters tall. In 1958, a landslide in Lituya Bay, Alaska, created a mega tsunami that surged 524 meters up the opposite slope, taller than the Empire State Building. Miraculously, 2 of 3 boats in the bay survived. Fact 50. Rogue waves can appear from nowhere and reach heights of 30+ meters. These walls of water were considered sailor myths until satellites confirmed they're real. They're created by constructive interference, multiple smaller waves combining into one massive wave. They've sunk large ships. Fact 51. The ocean contains massive underwater waterfalls. The Denmark Strait Cataract between Iceland and Greenland drops 3,500 meters, 3 times the height of Angel Falls, the tallest above-water waterfall. It flows with 175 million cubic meters per second, 2,000 times more than Niagara Falls. Fact 52. Ocean currents transport more heat than the atmosphere. The thermohaline circulation, or global conveyor belt, moves heat from the equator to the poles. It takes about 1,000 years for water to complete the circuit. This current system regulates Earth's climate. Fact 53. The tides are caused by the moon, and they're slowly making Earth's days longer. Tidal friction transfers Earth's rotational energy to the moon, causing the moon to gradually spiral away, 3.8 centimeters per year, and Earth's rotation to slow, adding 1.7 milliseconds per century. In the age of dinosaurs, days were about 23 hours long. Fact 54. The Bay of Fundy has the highest tides in the world, up to 16 meters. Twice daily, 100 billion tons of water flows in and out of the bay, more than the combined flow of all the world's freshwater rivers. The extreme tides create unique ecosystems and spectacular landscapes. Fact 55. A single hurricane can release energy equivalent to 10,000 nuclear bombs. The heat energy released by a typical hurricane in one day equals about 200 times the world's electrical generating capacity, and hurricanes last for days or weeks. Fact 56. The ocean absorbs 93% of the extra heat trapped by greenhouse gases. Without the ocean acting as a massive heat sink, atmospheric temperatures would have risen much faster. But this has consequences. Warmer oceans fuel stronger hurricanes, disrupt ecosystems, and cause thermal expansion, sea level rise. Fact 57. Underwater, sounds can travel thousands of miles. The SOFAR channel, sound fixing and ranging, is a horizontal layer in the ocean where sound waves travel with minimal energy loss. Whale songs can propagate across entire ocean basins. During the Cold War, the US Navy used underwater microphones in this layer to detect Soviet submarines. Fact 58. Lightning strikes the ocean, but fish are generally safe. Water conducts electricity, so why don't fish get electrocuted? The current spreads horizontally across the surface and dissipates quickly with depth. Fish more than a few meters deep are safe. It's actually more dangerous to be at the surface. Fact 59. More than half of Earth's oxygen is produced by ocean phytoplankton. tiny photosynthetic organisms, mostly diatoms and cyanobacteria, float near the surface and produce 50 to 80% of Earth's oxygen. Every other breath you take comes from the ocean. Fact 60. One type of bacteria, Prochlorococcus, produces 10% of all Earth's oxygen. This tiny cyanobacterium is the most abundant photosynthetic organism on Earth. It's invisible to the naked eye, yet it's one of the most important organisms for Earth's habitability. Fact 61. Phytoplankton populations have declined 40% since 1950. Warming oceans, pollution, and changing currents are reducing phytoplankton. This is catastrophic. Less oxygen production, less CO2 absorption, and collapse of ocean food webs that depend on phytoplankton at their base. Fact 62. The ocean absorbs about 30% of human CO2 emissions. The ocean acts as a carbon sink, pulling CO2 from the atmosphere through chemical and biological processes. This has slowed climate change, but at a cost. Ocean acidification. Fact 63. Ocean acidification is happening faster than at any point in the last 300 million years. As CO2 dissolves in seawater, it forms carbonic acid, lowering pH. Since the Industrial Revolution, ocean pH has dropped 0.1 units, a 30% increase in acidity. Shell-forming organisms, coral, oysters, plankton, struggle to build shells in more acidic water. Fact 64. Over 3 billion people depend on the ocean as their primary source of protein. Particularly in coastal and island nations, seafood is the main protein source. The ocean provides about 17% of global animal protein consumption. Fact 65. We've removed 90% of large predatory fish from the ocean since industrial fishing began. Tuna, sharks, cod, and other large fish have been decimated. Photos from the 1950s show enormous fish caught routinely. Today, those sizes are rare or extinct in many regions. Fact 66. More people visit the ocean each year than all theme parks combined. Coastal tourism is one of the world's largest industries. Billions of people visit beaches, coral reefs, and coastal areas annually, contributing trillions to the global economy. Fact 67. There are more shipwrecks in the ocean than there are museums on land. An estimated 3 million shipwrecks rest on the ocean floor, spanning thousands of years of maritime history. Each is a time capsule, and many remain undiscovered. Fact 68. In 1997, the ocean made a sound louder than any known animal, called the bloop. Detected by hydrophones thousands of miles apart, the bloop was initially mysterious, eventually determined to be an icequake, massive icebergs fracturing. But for years, it sparked speculation about undiscovered giant creatures. Fact 69. There's a massive garbage patch in the Pacific Ocean the size of Texas. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch contains an estimated 1.8 trillion pieces of plastic. It's not a solid island, but a diffuse soup of microplastics. Similar patches exist in all major oceans. Fact 70. Microplastics have been found in the deepest ocean trenches and inside organisms at all depths. From surface waters to the Mariana Trench, from plankton to whales, plastic pervades the ocean. We've even found it in sea salt and fish sold for human consumption. Fact 71. Ghost nets kill an estimated 136,000 seals, sea lions and whales every year. Abandoned fishing gear, ghost gear, continues killing for decades. It traps and drowns marine mammals, turtles and fish. An An estimated 640,000 tons of ghost gear enters the ocean annually. Fact 72. The ocean contains underwater rivers and lakes of brine. Hypersaline water, denser than surrounding seawater, pools on the seafloor, forming distinct lakes complete with shorelines. They're toxic to most life. Animals that swim into them are pickled instantly. Fact 73. There are active volcanoes and hydrothermal vents constantly erupting underwater. The ocean floor is volcanically active, with more eruptions than on land. The mid-ocean ridges are spreading centers where new oceanic crust forms continuously. Fact 74. Hydrothermal vent communities survive without any sunlight. These ecosystems are based on chemosynthesis, not photosynthesis. Bacteria extract energy from hydrogen sulfide and other chemicals in vent fluids. Giant tube worms 2 meters long have no mouths or digestive systems. They house chemosynthetic bacteria in specialized organs. Fact 75. Some vent bacteria can survive temperatures up to 121 degrees Celsius. The current record holder, strain 121, can reproduce at 121 degrees Celsius and survive 130 degrees Celsius. These hyperthermophiles redefine the limits of life. Fact 76. Cold seeps release methane and support unique ecosystems. Unlike hot vents, cold seeps release methane and oil from the seafloor. Specialized bacteria consume methane, supporting clams, mussels, and tube worms. Some seeps have formed mounds of methane ice called hydrates. Fact 77. The Sargasso Sea is the only sea without a land boundary. Defined by ocean currents, the Sargasso Sea in the Atlantic is bordered by 4 currents: the Gulf Stream, North Atlantic Current, Canary Current, and North Atlantic Equatorial Current. It's filled with floating sargassum seaweed, creating a unique habitat. Fact 78. Kelp forests are among the most productive ecosystems on Earth. Giant kelp can grow 60 centimeters per day, one of the fastest growing organisms. Kelp forests support incredible biodiversity. Fish, sea otters, seals, urchins, and countless invertebrates. They also absorb massive amounts of CO2. Fact 79. Coral reefs support 25% of all marine species despite covering less than 1% of the ocean floor. Reefs are marine metropolises, incredibly diverse, complex, and productive. But they're fragile. Half of the world's coral reefs have been lost in the last 30 years due to warming, acidification, pollution, and destructive fishing. Fact 80. Sea turtles return to the exact beach where they were born to lay eggs, even if it's thousands of miles away. Scientists believe turtles use Earth's magnetic field as a map, essentially sensing latitude and longitude. They can navigate back to a specific beach decades after leaving as hatchlings. Fact 81. Salmon can smell their birth river from hundreds of miles away in the ocean. After years at sea, salmon return to spawn in the exact stream where they were born. They use olfactory memory, the unique chemical signature of their natal stream, to navigate thousands of miles and find home. Fact 82. Arctic terns have the longest migration of any animal, 70,000 plus kilometers annually. These seabirds fly from Arctic to Antarctic and back each year, experiencing 2 summers. Over a 30-year lifespan, one tern might fly 2.4 million kilometers, equivalent to 3 trips to the moon and back. Fact 83. Grey whales migrate 12,000 miles round trip, the longest mammal migration. From feeding grounds in Alaska to breeding lagoons in Mexico and back, Grey whales travel up to 20,000 kilometers annually. Mothers with calves swim even farther as calves stop frequently to nurse. Fact 84. Some jellyfish swarms contain millions of individuals and can stretch for miles. Jellyfish blooms are becoming more common due to warming oceans and overfishing, which removes jellyfish competitors and predators. These blooms can devastate fish populations and clog power plant intake pipes. Fact 85. The ocean has deserts, massive regions with almost no life. Subtropical gyres are the ocean equivalent of terrestrial deserts. Low nutrients, low plankton, clear blue water with little life. They're expanding as climate change alters ocean circulation. Fact 86. Sea levels have risen 20 centimeters since 1900 and are accelerating. Thermal expansion, warm water takes up more volume, and melting ice sheets are raising sea levels. Current projections suggest 0.5 to 2 meters of rise by 2100, threatening coastal cities worldwide. Fact 87. Over 90% of coral reefs could die by 2050 without major intervention. Warming waters cause coral bleaching. Stressed coral expel their symbiotic algae and turn white. Prolonged bleaching leads to death. The Great Barrier Reef has experienced 6 mass bleaching events since 1998. Fact 88. Dead zones, areas with too little oxygen to support most marine life, have quadrupled since 1950. Nutrient pollution from agriculture causes algae blooms. When algae die and decompose, bacteria consume oxygen, creating hypoxic zones where nothing can survive. There are now over 400 dead zones globally. Fact 89. We could restore ocean health within a generation if we act now. Studies show that with reduced pollution, protected marine reserves, sustainable fishing, and climate action, ocean ecosystems can recover remarkably fast. Some previously devastated areas have rebounded in 10 to 20 years. Fact 90. Marine protected areas have increased fish populations by 600% in some locations. When given a chance, ocean life bounces back. No fishing zones become nurseries that replenish surrounding waters. Protection works. Fact 91. Ocean renewable energy could power the world many times over. The ocean contains enormous energy. Waves, tides, currents, and thermal gradients. We're just beginning to tap this potential. Tidal power alone could provide 10% of current global electricity needs. Fact 92. The ocean is our planet's life support system. It regulates climate, produces oxygen, provides food, drives weather patterns, and supports billions of livelihoods. Without a healthy ocean, human civilization as we know it cannot exist. Fact 93. We're discovering new deep-sea species faster than we can study them. Every deep-sea expedition finds new species. In 2023, scientists exploring seamounts near Chile discovered over 100 new species in a single expedition. We're racing to catalog biodiversity before it disappears. Fact 94. The ocean floor contains enough rare earth metals to supply humanity for centuries. Potato-sized nodules on the abyssal plains contain cobalt, nickel, copper, and rare earth elements crucial for electronics and batteries. Deep-sea mining is controversial. The environmental cost may be catastrophic. Fact 95. Whales are ecosystem engineers. Their poop fertilizes the ocean. Whale excrement is rich in nutrients that stimulate phytoplankton growth. Phytoplankton absorb CO2. When whales die, they sink, sequestering carbon in the deep ocean. Protecting whales helps fight climate change. Fact 96. there are underwater rivers of fresh water flowing through the ocean floor. Fresh water from underground aquifers flows into the ocean through the seafloor. These hidden rivers are significant. One near Mexico's Yucatan discharges more water than the Mississippi River. Fact 97. The ocean makes its own weather systems, including underwater storms. Massive underwater whirlpools, some hundreds of kilometers wide, spin for months or years. These ocean weather systems transport heat, nutrients, and marine life across ocean basins. Fact 98. Seahorses are the only animals where males get pregnant and give birth. Female seahorses deposit eggs in the male's brood pouch. He fertilizes them internally, carries them for weeks, then gives birth to hundreds of tiny seahorses. His body even provides nutrients to developing embryos. Fact 99. The ocean is home to the longest living animals on Earth. Antarctic glass sponges can live over 10,000 years. Greenland sharks reach sexual maturity at 150 years and can live 400 plus years. Born before Shakespeare, still alive today. Ocean quahog clams have been found at 500 plus years old. Fact 100. We've explored less than 5% of the ocean. The rest remains a mystery. The ocean is Earth's final frontier. Thousands of seamounts remain unexplored. Most of the deep ocean has never been seen by human eyes. Entire ecosystems might exist that we haven't discovered. What's down there? We don't know. But every time we look, we find something that changes what we thought was possible.